Well, hello, my YouTube friends. So this order of magazines came in today, a total of 7 magazines. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to post a video and move that. A little bit of history, I guess. So the first 45 auto I ever bought was this Springfield Compact. And it has an interesting serial number because it starts with 3 letters, even though I have it covered up. Anyway, so compact, caliber 45. It's 1911 A1. And I think I'm the only guy around using a arched mainspring housing, because every other gun I see in the magazines, they all have a flat mainspring housing. But anyway, this is the one I bought in 1989 or 90 or something, so it's what I got used to. It just feels right. So when I bought it, right, I was a rookie, noob, or whatever, you're going to call me, inexperienced kid. And so it came with the short magazine, and I'm not sure where it's at. I know I didn't throw it away, but it came with one magazine, and it had that kind of round, that emblem, that like a weird CM or something. It came with one short magazine, and so I just bought various other 7-round government style magazines, and they always hung out the bottom, which it didn't bother me at all. I didn't do fast reloads and stuff like that. I didn't do combat training the way people do now, and I guess I did then too, but I just that wasn't my thing. So I had no issues, and the short magazine was a 6-round. The long ones are 7 rounds. I did have a Wilson barrel installed, and this one has I say a weird, but a different or whatever, a different style bushing than your regular 1911's. But anyway, because it's got a 4-inch barrel, and it does not have, and it's got, if you can see in there, right, it doesn't have like the barrel with the built-in feed ramp, but the feed ramp's been polished. A friend of mine did that for me. It still works best with ball ammo, and I got to be real careful what hollow points it'll feed, because it doesn't feed all that many of them. So anyway, after I got my concealed carry permit, I didn't have any guns that were really suitable to concealed carry. This one's all steel, 4-inch barrel. I mean, it's heavy, and it's a fun gun to shoot and all that stuff, but it's heavy. So I went out and bought a Kimber Ultra Carry, 3.5-inch barrel, aluminum frame, and it came with one of the short magazines. And so I had my various government size magazines. Let's go ahead and unload this one. So, and I bought a holster for it, and I was carrying it. And, oh wait, so after I first bought it, in the first weeks and months, I was having problems with it. Get over here. And my problem was it was not extracting. And see how the extractor is a different color right there? This is my 3rd extractor. The original, and then 2 others. This is the 3rd one. I mean, I filed the hook up part of it, like right in there. You can't really see it, it's dark. I mean, I did everything, but the rounds, the empty shell casing was getting stuck in there, and in fact, the extractor would shave off a little piece of brass. but it wouldn't pull the, and then once I went like that, it would just fall out. So it wasn't jammed in there, but it wasn't coming out. So I finally figured out it was the magazines. It was bad magazine. And even when I bought the Kimber magazine, where is it? And don't ever buy a Kimber magazine. They're junk, even though, like, so here's the Kimber. And on this one, you can see I rounded off the corners right there. Again, because it sticks out. Right, and when I slammed it home, it would hurt my hand. But, so this one, if you look closely, you can see that crack right there. Ah, darn it. Okay, you can see how it's splitting right there away, and then especially when it's fully loaded and the bullets are pushing up on it, and that's coming out. And this is a Kimber magazine. You'll take my word for it. So don't use that one. I have a short Kimber Kim Pro, which I don't use. But once I bought some good magazines, then that problem went away. And it runs fine now, this Kimber, because now I only use Bill Wilson and Chip McCormick magazines. And so with the officer's ACP sized frame, or your regular normal compact frame size, okay, so the frame is shorter right there. And I learned that you either have to be really careful when using a standard government size magazine, or you got to get these Bill Wilson mags that have this extra wide base plate front piece right there, because that way you can slam it home really hard with the slide locked back, and you won't damage the ejector, which is right there. You can see it, that little piece of steel pointing forward right next to the firing pin hole. And then you can see the magazine is like right below it. So it's possible when using a regular type magazine such as this in a compact 1911, that on the reload to jam that in so hard, and people do it really fast and forcefully and how you're supposed to. Without this extra piece on the base plate, it's possible to jam it up in there and bend that ejector. Okay, by having this, okay, like this one, okay, you can see it right there. And if I push that out and the base plate will slide that way, it'll just have that extra, like a hockey stick or something right there. But that will save your ejector. Or using the shorter magazines, okay, like this one. Now this one happens to be a Chip McCormick that I bought a few years ago. But I bought it from Wilson Combat. I guess Wilson Combat bought out Chip McCormick or something like that. And this one, because it's shorter, now use these short ones, and there's nowhere for it to go, and it won't damage your ejector. You can see the ejector right there. Let's focus. Right above the brass shell casing. And because the base plate is right there, you won't damage that. So you got to either use the short magazines. You can see how much shorter it is. You zoom out. Man, we're up to 9 minutes. You can see how much shorter it is right there. Or the magazine with that base plate, which is what, like, all of these are. Bill Wilson had a sale, buy 5, get 1 free. So I've got 6 more of these. And I bought 1 more. So I bought a total of 7. 1 more of like the short ones. But they don't have the Chip McCormick name on it anymore. So if you have a compact 1911, these are the magazines you want to use. Either the Bill Wilson with that piece right there, the short 1911's. Now, at least this one's a 7-rounder. The original one was a 6-rounder. Or be very careful with the standard government size one so you don't damage your ejector. All right, my friends, you have a good day.